So here in the background, we see the inverter, that green arrow there. And if this works the way I think it works, then this thing is an absolute death machine. So can we play the video a little bit? What did she say?
You'll need your own air. Regular air won't pass through the membranes of inverted lungs. Don't come into contact with your forward self. It's the whole point of these barriers and protective suits.
Oh, we don't have time.
Well, if your particles come into contact...
What?
Annihilation. When you exit the airlock, take a moment.
So she says that if you encounter yourself, you cannot touch yourself because your particles will annihilate, which makes me think that this thing is converting matter into antimatter. So you have like that red room in the background there, and that's like normal space, that's matter space. And you go around, you go in this turnstile, and you come out in the blue room, and this is now antimatter. But if that is true, then this thing should be radioactively like glowing, not like glowing like if your eyes glowing, but if you were to bring like a Geiger counter over, this thing would be glowing like crazy. And the reason I say that is there's no like air filter. There's nothing stopping air from transferring back and forth when the thing rotates, which means we should get the matter from the red room and the antimatter from the blue room interacting, causing annihilation events. And so if we had, go ahead.
You're saying at this window, okay, so on the other side of this window is the red room, and there's regular matter.
Okay.
And on the other side of on this side, it's blue, and that's antimatter, assuming that's what happens.
Yep.
Then say at this window pane right here, there's matter on this side, antimatter on this side. They're interacting with each other. There should be huge annihilation events on this window pane.
So all the electrons and the positrons, the protons, the antiprotons, and the neutrons and the antineutrons, they should all be annihilating. So they should be colliding and then shooting out photons, so additionally some kinetic energy. This thing should be just physically hot. And then also there's gamma rays blasting it everywhere. So this thing should be like easily detectable by any radiological detectors, any dosimeters, right?
I want to say it's even worse than that, because not only would you have the annihilation events, which cause the gamma rays, which then what you're saying, the gamma rays hit other particles and cause all kinds of nuclear decay, which then causes particles. But also, I think the rate of annihilation events would be so high that the temperature would spike up so much that this would just melt and get destroyed.
Because we have matter-antimatter particle colliders, but there's really not a lot of mass. No. This would be a macro scale mass. Like this is a lot of mass. This should be, that window should melt.
Yeah. In fact, when astronomers are looking for antimatter in the universe, they want to look for these like sheets of events where it's like gamma rays happening, where the antimatter and matter are hitting each other. And these are like 1 particle per square meter. And there's these massive events. Here we've got huge numbers of particles colliding. It would be...
I mean, we have Avogadro numbers of particles, 10 to the 23rd.
Right. That many events?
Yep.
This thing should be a death machine.
Everyone's getting cancer. they're not going to get. They're going to die much faster than that.
Right. I think the conclusion must be that it's not an antimatter converter.
Okay, but then she says that you can't come in contact with yourself because you would annihilate.
Yep.
Moment to orient yourself. Things will.
That's the wrong. That's not right.
Earlier, yeah.
Come into contact with your forward self. It's the whole point of these barriers and protective suits.
Oh, we don't have time.
Well, if your particles come into contact.
What?
Annihilation.
So that sounds like you just can't come into physical contact with yourself, but you can have a barrier or a suit on, and then you can like hug, you can like touch yourself you can touch your antimatter self, and it's okay as long as you have like a thin latex layer separating you.
So somehow
put on a gimp suit and fine, you go hug yourself. Like, what is this?
Somehow the inverted matter and regular matter interacting don't annihilate. But if it's the same matter and inverted matter colliding, then there's an annihilation event, and you get destroyed, unless you have a body condom on. And then inverted matter doesn't come in contact with matter, and you're safe.
Yep, I guess that's right. Always use protection.
Always use protection
when encountering yourself. Yep.
Which limits the possibilities when you're talking about inversion.
What do you mean?
Well, I mean, if you can't go, what would? Okay, let's say.
Oh yeah, what would I?
this-
Okay, yeah, okay, yeah. What would you? Okay, what has previous soldiers done? Why did she know this rule? I mean,
Yeah.
that's exactly what happened, right?
Yeah, so you know what happened? She went back, found herself, and was like, "Hey, do you wanna?
What's up? What's up? What's up, self?
What's up? What's up?"
What's up?
She's
What's up?
like,
You
"Is
doing
it?
something right now? What's up?
Yeah. Is it cheating? Is it?
No, I mean, right? It's yourself.
Yeah. We need to add a letter to LGBTQIA
The S for self.
for self, inverted self,
PSU, parallel self universe. Parallel universe self, PUS.
PUS. Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
Think of the possibilities.
I'm going to write a fanfic right now.
Right now.